about the reflection from my light, so I apologize. Hope it doesn't distract you guys. It definitely is distracting to me. But anyway, hope your holidays are wonderful and Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy Hanukkah, happy all the holidays. Um, I'm hoping that you guys are doing well. Your health is doing fine. This Sunday evening, I want to talk to you guys about a really cool topic that I know helps out a lot of people that I work with, and I work with a lot of people that ask me about how I do this. Kind of weird that I said it that way, but anyway, how to work with a CPA is today's topic. And I'm really excited to talk about this because I didn't realize that I guess a lot of people had questions about how you get started with working with a CPA. I thought it was, for me, it was just reaching out. So today we're going to talk about a few topics. The first one was going to be about how to pick out your CPA, how to contact them, how they help and benefit you. Lastly, how do you pay your CPA when you're working with them? So these are the little topics that I want to cover. Under the main topic of how to work with a CPA. So I hope you guys are doing great this Sunday. And drop a little comment down below if you have any questions. Tell me where you guys are watching from. It'd be great to hear from all of you. I love hearing from you. And again, if you guys have any questions, always feel free to ask at the end of these lives because that's one of the reasons I'm doing them. Hey, Eva. I hope Redondo Beach is beautiful weather right now. Oh man, I'd love to be there right now. I can tell you that. But I hope that these lives have been helpful for some of you. And I hope that uh, you guys are really taking advantage of any of the tips that I'm sharing with you because I want us all to come up and succeed together. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into it. So, how to work with the CPA as a virtual bookkeeper. Um, the first one topic that I wanted to cover is picking a CPA and how to do that. Basically, I mean, it comes down to Googling and researching CPAs. Picking a CPA, you want to first and foremost pick a CPA that practices in the same state that your clients are in. And that's important because some CPAs, I guess, are only licensed for certain states. The CPA that I worked with, I actually met her through a networking group. It was with the Xero company, Xero accounting software, XERO. And she was one of the presenters there. As her firm uses Xero more often, I was able to just connect with her. This is pre-COVID. I mean, like years ago, that I attended this free networking workshop that Xero was putting on, and so I mean, I reach out to pretty much I network with as many people as possible. You know, I've gotten used to talking about what I do, freelance bookkeeping and freelance accounting. So naturally, small business owners or anyone that has, everyone has something that they want to talk about when it comes to accounting, whether it be personal taxes or business cleanup. I try to open up that conversation. And when I do meet CPAs, I will verbally speak to them and just communicate and ask about, whether or not they practice in the state, do they work with bookkeepers, things like that. Introduce yourself. It's like that key where we as the freelance bookkeeper and accountant, we need to validate that we can sell ourselves and our skills. Not on what that way, but as a bookkeeper, that we can do that. Um, and then I guess for those of you that don't know me that are joining in, hey Ricky, how's it going? Um, I know it's at 8 o'clock in the East Coast, so I hope your evening's going well and you guys are staying warm out there. Um, and again, I think that some people always forget. I've been doing this for about 15 years now. So as a freelance bookkeeper, and the experience that I have, I learned to just I mean, you kinda have to you have to start talking to people, and then the more you practice it, the better you'll get at it, you know? If if it is a little scary at first, for you, practice with your friends and your family, but reaching out to a CPA, is easy. Is making sure that you can either Google CPA that works in, New York, CPA that CPAs in, Louisiana, and then, start reviewing them, see what people are saying about them, see what their clients are saying about them, and then the the second thing that, comes up on my list is contact them. Give them a call, shoot them an email, let them know your intentions, and, communicate. Let them know that, who you are, what your business is about, and that, you wanna use them for certain services. So, really think about the services that, your CPA will be able to help you with. A lot of people think CPA, they think taxes. Well, taxes is a great thing because they're licensed to do taxes, on behalf of your client. And what makes, CPAs different from just general accountants or general bookkeepers is that the CPA can speak to the IRS directly on behalf of your client. You can prepare the books and you can get everything ready for the CPA and do the changes that they need, do the journal entries and adjustments and things like that. But the CPA will be stamping their name on the tax return, and they will be the ones that will directly communicate and handle all of the um, all of the communication with the IRS should the IRS need to speak to the client. So CPAs can do that, and then um, they can prepare certain audits and certain documentation that your business owner client might need that is just documented by a certified public accountant. So those are the benefits and how they help you. And honestly, another tip moving down my this is a small list, but this is something that I think is definitely beneficial to talk about. So how a CPA will help and benefit you as a bookkeeper. It helps in many different ways, but one of the top ways that I believe that having a CPA as a colleague helps is that as a bookkeeper, that CPA is kind of like she's they're like our safety net. When we need to validate something, or at least when I need to validate something, I will reach out to my CPA. Should I have any questions? That kind of just gives me a little bit more authority, and it'll give you a little bit more authority on what it is, that you're doing with your client, if that makes any sense. I know it's a little bit choppy when I say it like that. It's because it almost makes sense. Like it's like when you're working at, your 9 to 5, you have your supervisor or your CFO, you have somebody to back you up. You have your company to back you up. When you're working freelance, you don't have that luxury, and sometimes you can second guess yourself. And when you do that, it's nice to have somebody, in your corner and somebody that's certified, i.e., your CPA. All right, last but not least, how do you pay your CPA? And this is like the hot topic. So, how do you pay your CPA? Do you pay the CPA? Does your client pay the CPA? How does this all happen? There are many different ways and avenues you guys can work with CPAs and deal with compensation. So the first being that your client, I'm just going to throw out scenarios. You could have your clients pay the CPA just directly, if that's the case. In other cases, you as the bookkeeper, when you send in your invoices, your monthly invoices or what have you, or special project invoice to your client, you can just bill them directly for the CPA charges, and you'll be the liaison. No matter what, you're going to kind of be the liaison between your client and the CPA anyway. So you guys can talk about that. You guys can talk about how what you guys can talk about the bookkeeping lingo, because 10 times out of 10 your client may not know what it is that the CPA is talking about when it comes to transactions or fixing things like that. So being the liaison is kind of your job anyway. So you can bill, say, your client who does landscaping, you can bill them, say, the $500 that the CPA is going to bill them and pass that right through. So you charge the $500 and then you pass that straight through and pay the $500 straight to the CPA. And some of you are thinking, well, how do I get paid? Do I get paid? Because the CPA is someone that, I found. So you can spin it a couple different ways as well. You can either say the charge is $500. We'll go back to that. You can charge, say, $600 and then pay the CPA $500 because the fee is that, that's your finder's fee. And that's also, say, your, you're working, you can work in some stuff that, like, should the CPA need you to change anything, to fix anything, things like that, you can use that extra money. You can pad that. It could just be your style and your way you want to charge them. Another way you can do it is that you and the CPA can come up with an incentive program of any sort, and you guys can kind of just put your creative minds together and find out that, like, okay, of the 500, if any of my clients, the landscaper, the cosmetologist, the small restaurant, the real estate agent, whoever I bring to the CPA, because that's one of the reasons why CPAs like working with bookkeepers, is because we are the ground soldiers there for them, and we're bringing them people, we're bringing them money. So most of the time, they will help. They'll try to work with you in any way possible to get you paid as well. So you can make up whatever kind of compensation agreement that works best for you and the CPA. You guys could do it where the $500 of the $500 that they're just saying, and then now, mind you, I'm just putting out a number out there, just a big whole number. You get 15%, you get 30% of whatever you get, like a finder's fee. So you don't have to charge your client that finder's fee. You guys can talk about kickbacks in any sort of way. Really, it's just whatever works best for you and the CPA. The CPA that I work with, we have something similar, and we work. It works both ways, actually. And this, I guess, goes back to my other topic: is how they help and benefit us as bookkeepers. Is that I actually have gotten clients through my CPA because she couldn't take on the extra work, or it was something that was a smaller project. It was a different software that I use versus what the CPA used. And I mean, there's so many other little things that I can help with. And I was more than happy to team up with my CPA and her firm, and they're pretty fantastic. So that's another way that they help us as bookkeepers. And going back to the how do you pay the CPA, it really is. It depends on what you guys are most comfortable with. Anything works, right? They're basically, your colleague. They're there to help you have that knowledge and background and that extra peace of mind that, maybe you guys can work something out where, you guys you guys have some kind of system where you can call upon them, kind of like a concierge. I've seen services like that. You could do that. Honestly, the options are endless. So we're kind of at the end of my topics because it really is pretty, I want to say, simple to work with a CPA. It really comes down to communication. And it's like communicating with your client, except, they're your colleagues and you they're not hired. You didn't hire them for yourself. You're hiring them based upon your client's needs. So you become that liaison. So I'm going to open the floor to any Q&As out there for those of you that are out there. I don't know for those of you out there again, how many of you work with CPAs? But if you do, let me know if you've had any experiences, good or bad, with working with the CPA. Even if this is after the live, I'm really curious as to what it is you guys are experiencing out there in the bookkeeping world and working with CPAs. I don't know how many of you do and how many of you don't work with CPAs, but if you don't, I definitely suggest making sure you guys reach out to one, maybe two, really help network yourself. And like I said, as you're bringing in their clients, they could bring you clients. And it's as easy as networking. So let me see. I don't think I have very many questions this time around. Maybe everyone's very caught up in the Christmas world. Everyone's relaxing. Hey, Eva. All right, so let's see. Have I worked with an enrolled agent from Candace? No, I have not worked with an enrolled agent. I guess I wouldn't mind as long as they were validated and I they have good reviews and I've talked to them, but I've not personally worked with um hey Norma, I've not personally worked with with an enrolled agent, but I don't have any issues with working with an enrolled agent. I just happened to find a CPA who was able to work with me first. But if I found an enrolled agent, then yeah, maybe that would work out too. uh, I hope everything's good where you're at, Norma. Let's see. How do you how do you set up your desktop on the wall? Oh, it's actually not on a wall. Um, it's floating. I guess I'll give you a quick tour of this is my laptop stand. So this is like my third monitor. You can kind of see it here. Right there, right that way. You see it right there? That's a pole. These are it's a dual monitor stand. So these are on stands. Oh, see? Stand. So they're actually not on the wall, but they look kind of like that, right? I guess I could have mounted them on the wall, but I don't want to do that to the computer. You're welcome. So Ricky said, I was trained by a CPA who's an instructor of a bookkeeping and accounting class I was enrolled in. Should I get this same CPA or another CPA? I mean, if you had a great relationship with that CPA and they have great reviews and they're willing to work with you, Ricky, definitely reach out to that CPA, especially since you've already worked with them doing bookkeeping and accounting. You guys kind of already have a rapport. Reach out to them. Um, and I hope that you guys don't get too timid or feel less than when you guys reach out to CPA, because I have talked to some colleagues where they feel like, oh my gosh, I feel so stupid because I'm this, just a bookkeeper and I have to deal with this professional CPA. We're professionals in our own right. And, I want you guys to be proud of that and work with your CPA as a partner and see it that way, because that's the partnership that will help you grow and be successful with your bookkeeping. So, any other questions? I feel like I wrapped up pretty quick this evening. It is Sunday, and I know that some of you might have an early day tomorrow, so I'm not trying to keep you guys up with a long topic today. Um, but working with the CPA has been super beneficial for me, and I really enjoy working with um, my CPA. My CPA is, and I keep saying my CPA. Her company's called Taxinista, and like I said previously in the video, I had met her at a networking situation with Zero, the accounting software. And we've been working together ever since. So, Angela, if you ever see this, hey to you and the ladies at the firm and the gentlemen. Let's see, Carol says, I have a potential home improvement client. I just don't know how to approach it. Um, I think I think client consultations is definitely one of the things that I tend to get asked about a little bit more. I think approaching it, maybe see it like this, approaching it as or to your client, when you sit down with your client, definitely make sure that you have your own set of questions. I'm sure you have your own set of questions that you want to ask them, not just about their books, but think about the end result in mind for yourself, and then ask them that question. What's the end result in mind that you have for me taking over your books? Or are you doing just a project? Is this just going to be a one-on-one project? Am I doing a cleanup and then maintenance? Because that might be beneficial, and then kind of point out the situations like are you wearing all the hats? How much time are you spending on your QuickBooks or your bookkeeping a day that you could be giving to me? That time is money. Those are hours that you can't get back, and you could be investing in sales and marketing and talking to your own home improvement clients. So maybe approach it that way. I am having, for those of you that have been asking, Bookkeeper Boot Camp has been kind of revamping how I'm doing our boot camps. I am having a workshop January 9th to go over, I mean, basically The workshop is to go over how we can get you guys clients, how we can get everyone clients now, and how I get clients now, and all of the techniques that I'm using right now to stay afloat. So I want to make sure that I'm sharing that with you guys like as soon as possible, because taking advantage of the end of the year and the beginning of the year is extremely important. And I don't want to wait any longer. So it's kind of a quick one that's just kind of popping up around the corner. But if you guys are interested, in my last videos, I kind of put a couple links. I'll make sure to link something to this video in my description about the workshop. Oh, sorry, I keep knocking my camera around. Let's see. Other questions from Ricky. Should I get an auditor to help me out with my work? Your CPA should be able to help you with auditing, Ricky, or at least have somebody on their team or something like that. But auditing can be done by CPA as well. You're welcome, Carol. Eva, how do you sign in for that? Sign in for the webinar? Uh, if you go to my last video from yesterday, just click on the link and then register, and then you guys will be taken to the registration page, and then you guys can sign up for that, because it's going to be like chock full of everything that you guys have been asking me over the years. Kind of a culmination of this whole 15-day challenge that I've got for myself. And I know that it's, not been maybe back to back days, but I've definitely been doing my best to get on YouTube around this time, and for, an allotted amount of time, like the 30 minutes, because I don't want to talk your ears off. But it's been a challenge. And I think that um, my style of bookkeeping is pretty straightforward. I'm really out there, just like the rest of you, grinding on my 2, 3 monitors. So if you feel like you're alone, you're not. I'm right there with you guys. All right. So if you guys have any more questions, I'll kind of wrap it up this evening and not keep you guys too long. Definitely reach out to me, questions at bookkeeperbootcamp.com. And I'd love to talk to you guys a little bit more about what it is you guys have questions for whatever. And go and enjoy your families. It is Sunday, it is the holidays. I will talk to you guys again tomorrow, about the same time, about 6 p.m. I'm sorry, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Kind of keep things just in the same time slot so you guys know when to expect me. So I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.